All right. So let's get started with today's. We'll take this forward as the second part of this. And this part is about how do we get momentum. हमने सीख लिया कि compound effect क्या है. हमने सीख लिया कि how do we make good choices, bad choices. हमने शायद स्कूल में हम सबने पढ़ा है Newton's law of motion. Newton's law of motion says that an object at rest tends to be at rest unless it is acted by an outside force. In the similar manner, object in motion tends to be in motion unless something stops it. Outside force stops it, right? So what is important is to break the inertia. People who get into successful rhythm, एक बार कार motion में आ गया, they continue to achieve more success. So it is not easy to build momentum, but once you do it, you reap huge rewards. If you know the space shuttle, now we have been seeing a lot of space shuttles from India. We are very proud of that. But let's understand the space shuttle also uses maximum fuel during the first few minutes. You know why? Because it has to break free from the pull of the gravity. The hard part is getting off the ground. It is breaking through the inertia. But once you get into the momentum, it will be hard to stop actually. Then you will be smooth in that movement. It will be hard to stop. So for us, what do we need? What do we learn from this? It's important to break the inertia. It's important to decide what we want to do based on the smart choices, habits and all. And important to get into action. Break the inertia, break the ice, get into action, and once you are into action, you will be able to get momentum. So never underestimate the power of routine. Routine कैसे बनता है हमारा? जो भी हम अचीव करते हैं, it is all because of our routine. Show me your routine and I will tell you, what is the level of success you are likely to get. And what is routine? Something we do every day without fail. Even without putting a conscious thought. जाते हैं गाड़ी में बैठते हैं, गाड़ी कभी हम गियर में डालते हैं, सीट बेल्ट लगाते हैं, ऑफिस में पहुंच जाते हैं. We don't even know how did we drive the car, but we are in the office. That is called routine. Without giving a conscious thought. सिग्नल आया, रुक गए. सिग्नल नहीं है, फास्ट चलाया. कभी ब्रेक मारा. Everything is automatic. It's by way of routine. Because our best intentions fail. Because we do not have a system of execution. Intentions are all there. Everybody wants to win. Who doesn't want to win? Everybody wants to win. But very few people have the desire to prepare to win. And how do we prepare ourselves to win? By establishing strong, robust, positive routines. Another important aspect is rhythm. Very important word is rhythm in life. वो rhythm में आ गया ना, वो बोलते हैं वो rhythm में आ गया तो फिर मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ. A lot of people tell me, but वो rhythm में नहीं आ रहे हैं. Whatever we decide, and the classic example is the gym. People decide that I will go to gym on 31st December. New Year resolution is a classic example. When we decide to do something new, we almost always overdo. क्योंकि वो जोश रहता है वो टाइम पे, एनर्जी रहती है ज़्यादा, तो we always try and do overdo. And when you overdo it, you set yourself up for failure. क्योंकि वो जो overdoing आप करते हैं ना, वो sustain नहीं होने वाला है. That probably has come to you because of some motivation. I mean, I'm not against motivation. Motivation से हमको कुछ शुरू करने का एक प्रेरणा मिलती है. We get that thing we get inspiration to start something. But when you overdo it, you will not be able to sustain. And when you cannot sustain, you will probably drop out. And this is by and large the reason. You see first, but this is a profound example of how we behave in our life. I want everybody to pay a proper attention to this slide. When we start something new, it's like we grab the lever and start pumping hard. Okay, we want water from the well, and ये जो hand pump है, we grab the lever and start pumping hard. And look at this as our business. How do we approach our business also? How do we do marketing, sales? ये बहुत important example है. After a few minutes, pump hard बहुत बार किया, but there is no water, and half of the people quit. Why? इतना पंप किया यार, पानी नहीं आ रहा है, मलय भाई छोड़ दो, ये नहीं, ये is not going to work. Half of the people quit. Now other half still continue. नहीं, we have some faith, belief in our ability. We will go through. मलय भाई ने बोला है consistently action लेते रहो, तो we will continue. So 50% remaining people continue. Who gets after a while a few drops of water, and what they think? All this pumping just for a few drops? Forget it. It's not worth it. So this is the second level where we do get few drops of water, we do get some success, but we feel that अरे यार इतना मेहनत करने के बाद इतना ही success है, so it is not worth it. Forget it. So from that 50%, another 40% quit at this point of time. Yeah, this is not worth it. Now only the remaining 10%, and we want to fall in that 10%. Those who persevere, those who have patience and who continue doing it, this is where the compound effect lessons come. Over a long period of time. Be consistent over a long period of time. Those who persevere and continue get a steady stream of water. एक बार पानी आना शुरू हो गया, steady stream, then वो पानी शुरू हो गया. शुरू में बहुत मेहनत की, फिर भी नहीं आया, फिर और मेहनत की, only a few drops, और मेहनत की, then when you start getting the water, a stream of water will flow. And this is the result what we want, right? But then we have to pass through these stages. And the beauty part of this is, once the stream of water has started, now you don't have to pump the lever so hard. अभी पानी आना शुरू हो गया है. Now you are in the momentum. You are in the rhythm. So now you will continue to get water even if you don't pump the lever so hard. This is, you must get this in your mind very clearly. There is another aspect to this which is also equally important. Now what happens if you let go of the lever for too long? अभी छोड़ दिया, अरे पानी आ गया, अभी तो एकदम complacency, अभी एकदम रिलैक्स हो गए, अभी मेरा बिजनेस शुरू हो गया, अभी लीवर को पंप करने की जरूरत नहीं है. नहीं सर, जरूरत नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. You don't have to pump it so hard. You still have to pump the lever. But then there are another 5% of the people वो बोलेंगे अरे अभी रिलैक्स हो गए, अभी मुझे कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं, अभी तो पानी चालू हो गया, अभी आता रहेगा. Now if you don't pump the lever, the water falls back down in the ground and you are back to square one. We buy a book, sign up for a program, do for 2 weeks, जोश में, अभी तो एकदम सीखना है, and then we give up. What we do? We stop. This is again very important sentence. Miss only 2 weeks. Miss only 2 weeks, and you don't just lose results for those 2 weeks, but you kill the big momentum, and that is the real tragedy. 2 week तो वेस्ट हो गया, लेकिन पूरा मोमेंटम चला गया. How many of you have experienced? I mean, you are being walking, morning walk पे, jogging पे जाते हैं उठ के, miss even 1 week, और उसके बाद में जब सुबह को उठ के वापस से जाना चालू करना पड़ता है, तो it is very very difficult. And friends, all the choices, behavior and habits that we inculcate are influenced by external factors, and there are 3 factors we will talk about, and this is extremely important. Number 1, we get influenced by what we feed our mind. Input. Mind में क्या जाता है? Garbage in, garbage out. Mind में क्या जाता है? Influences a great deal of the kind of person you become or what habits you will have. Second, your association. Who are the people you spend time with? Very important, because that will determine your thinking process, your habits. And the third one, your surrounding, your environment. But are we vigilant about what we are feeding to our mind, to our brain? Are we vigilant about it or not? Or we are letting anything dump in our mind? Now, this is a psychological thing that author is saying. Your brain, understand, is very powerful, extremely powerful. But your brain is not designed to make you happy. It is designed to survive, but it is not designed for success. By default, success नहीं मिलने वाला है. Success के लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. By default, survive कर दोगे आप, but success के लिए बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. Brain is powerful, but it is not by default designed to make you successful or happy. Brain का प्रोग्रामिंग ऐसे हुआ है कि it always seek negative, dwindling, destructive information. मजा आता है, हमको भी मालूम है कुछ नेगेटिव न्यूज आता है तो हमको ऐसा बुरा लगता है, लेकिन ऐसा बहुत मजा आता है. You seek out negative information, negativity. It attracts. Now this is how it is designed. We can't change it, but we can choose what you feed your mind with. कहीं पे ऐसा नेगेटिविटी चल रहा है तो you can stay away. You can choose what you feed your mind with. So the question is, are we vigilant about what we are feeding our mind with? We all seek out this kind of information because everywhere around us we are feeded with this information. And the journalists and newspaper people, they know it very well how your brain functions. And that's how they feed you with, which you in a way get enjoyment. What we need to do is flush out with clean water. What is clean water? Positive, inspirational, supportive ideas. Read something inspirational and instruction for 30 minutes. Friends, it's not easy, because imagine entire glass filled with dirty water. आपने 2 spoon clean water डाल दिया तो क्या होने वाला है? That clean water is also going to become dirty. You need a constant flow of clean water into that glass with force, so that the negativity or the dirty water flush it out. Who is influencing you? So let's take a step back and think, who do you admire the most in your life? I'll just give you 10 seconds to think. Who do you admire? Just think about it. कौन है ऐसा जो मेरा ideal है? Who I want to become like that person. Who is in your circle? ये बंदा ऐसा बनना चाहिए यार. Who do you spend most of your time with? एक बंदा ऐसा है जो अच्छा है. He has a good quality. Who do you spend time with? Most of your time with? And the third question, which is most important, is, are they the same people? Do you spend time with people who you actually admire the most? Who you want to become like? And if you're not spending time with that person or similar people having such qualities, why not? Because remember, we all become average of 5 people we hang around most with. You cannot hang around with negative people and expect positive life. Such a profound statement. If you really want to have positive life, you will have to spend time with positive people. Who is influencing you? And the third one is your environment. Friends, the dream in your heart may be bigger than the environment you are in. It's like planting an oak sapling in a pot. Oak sapling, if you plant it in a pot, it is not going to become a huge tree. It will remain, a small tree only. So if you are a oak, if you want to become like an oak tree, you have to look at your environment. You need that space to grow. You need those kind of company. You need kind of environment so that you express yourself freely and you can grow. So friends, There is a point in every race when a rider encounters his real opponent. There is every race where a rider encounters his real opponent and understands that it's himself. My real opponent is myself. Because at every race, after a some certain point of time, वो लीवर पंप किया, पानी थोड़ा ही पानी आया, your mind starts to inventing all convenient excuses. Why? It is okay to stop. Your mind, I said, your brain is not designed to make you happy. It's very powerful, but it will keep giving you excuses. अरे बॉस बाबा सुबह 6 बज गया है, अभी आज तो नहीं उठेंगे तो चलेगा. Yesterday I didn't get proper sleep. Yesterday was late night. Today is a very hectic day. If I don't get enough sleep, then probably I will not be very efficient and productive. Mind will keep giving you many excuses. So at this point of time in the race, do you push through the pain and continue, or you crack and give it up? This is the dilemma that we all will have at some point of time in our life when you take up the race. When you prepare, when you practice, and when you consistently put in efforts, you will be presented with your own moment of truth. ये जो point है उसको बोल रहे हैं हम moment of truth. Who is your real opponent? When you either step forward or shrink back, you climb to the top and seize the medal, or you continue to applaud from the crowd. This is the moment which will define your future. This will define the results that you will be able to get in your life. It's not getting to the wall that counts. I just got to the wall. It's not that. It's what you do after you hit the wall. That makes the difference. It is the extra efforts after you have given your best. That is a differentiator. He said, I have given my best. But sir, everybody has given their best. It is what have you done after you have given your best. That will determine your future course of where you are, what results you get. Okay? When conditions are great, everyone does well. But when problem comes up, when the situation is difficult, that is the time when you get a chance to prove your worthiness. And this is so true. Learning without execution is useless. Very few people read books. Very few people attend this kind of book summary sessions. So I appreciate all of your efforts spending 1 hour on a Sunday morning. But if you are not going to, and if you learn, and if you are not going to apply it in your life, if you are not going to execute what you learn, it's going to be useless. Have you developed a great routine? Have you made good choices and the habits that are in alignment with the goals that you have set for yourself? Look back in 5 years of your life, what you had decided 5 years back and what you are today. Are you happy with it? Whether it is whatever you have done, it's gone. We can't do anything about it. Today we are more wise. We know more. We are more aware. Correct? Let's make the next 5 years fantastically different. A powerful book on compound effect, which I thought I would share my views with you of how author has narrated all these things just in 1 hour. We took 2 hours because one earlier and one today. So thank you so much, friends.